Hi, this is Nancy with Brush and Sketch, and in our first video, we talked about the flat wash and the graded wash. Today, what I want to show you is a wonderful little trick that is called color lifting. And so to do that, we're going to start with our pool here of blue, and I'm going to just add a little more to that. So I've got it. And I must work quickly with this one. And this color lifting technique is in wet paint. So we got to work fast. Now, color lifting to me is so wonderful because when I first started watercolor, I thought, oh no, you put it down, there's no erasing, there's no going back. And there's no white paint. I mean, white is the paper. And so what if I put a stroke down and I don't like it? Well, that's where color lifting comes in, where we can remove pigment from the paper. So we're going to start with a nice flat wash. And as we did before, we're going to start with a blue, and we want to maintain this wonderful bead. So you'll notice I am tipping my paper up again, and I'm making a flat wash down my paper. Now, this technique is great for clouds. I really love doing clouds with this. And what I do is I take a paper towel and I kind of crinkle it up so it's not, it's random. Now, you have to do this while this is still wet, but you can press this paper towel to the wet wash that you had. And I'm going to do it kind of in a random way. Notice I'm moving my wrist around, and I have created some clouds there in my sky by taking away some of the color and lifting it instead of putting it down. So very neat. Now, some pigments are stronger than others. Some won't come up as easily, but the more water you have in, the more color will come up. But this is a great way. So while your color is still wet, if you put something down and it's a little too bright, quick, grab a paper towel, press it down, and it will lighten what you're doing significantly. Now, another way to color lift is really fun, and I'm going to go back to that first wash that we did in the first video to show you because it's dry already. And you need, sometimes dry paint happens, and maybe I'm painting a sky and I forgot to make allowance for the power pole that I want to put in that sky as I'm painting. So what do? Well, what I do is I take a brush with a nice point, and I'm going to get it wet. Now, I don't want it dripping, but I want it really good and damp. So I'm going to tap it on my paper towel just a little bit. I guess you couldn't see what I was doing there. I'll show you. I was just tapping it sideways like this. And then what I'm going to do is take my paper and I'm going to scrub. Now, don't worry about watercolor paper. It is very resilient. And I'm going to scrub a little line right there. And then take my paper towel and press on top of the line I just scrubbed. And look at that. I have added a little pole into my blue wash. And you can really manipulate this wonderfully. I mean, if this was going to be a little power pole and I wanted the sideways, I can put that in there. Even add the lines if I wanted to. Really a great way to add to your painting, especially, or to subtract from your painting. Now, sometimes I'll be doing a building and I want a little glint, a highlight, or something that's shiny, and this is a great way to do that. So I must warn you though, color lifting like this is kind of addictive. Once you start it, make sure you don't do too much and erase most of your painting because it's very fun to do. Enjoy, and I'll talk to you again soon.